The Long Road to Freedom, A Comprehensive History of India's Independence. History of India's Independence. Introduction. The independence of India on August 15, 1947, marked the culmination of centuries of resistance against foreign domination. India, one of the oldest civilizations, had witnessed invasions, conquests, and the emergence of diverse cultures. British colonial rule, which lasted nearly 200 years, profoundly altered the socio-economic and political fabric of the nation. The struggle for independence was not a singular event but a series of movements, revolts, and reforms, driven by leaders and ordinary people alike. Ancient and medieval India. A land of prosperity and invaders, India was a thriving land of trade, culture, and political organization well before colonial times. The Indus Valley Civilization 2500-1700 BC showcased advanced urban planning, while later periods saw powerful empires like the Mauryas and Guptas, whose reigns marked a golden age in art, science, and governance. The medieval period saw Islamic rulers such as the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughals integrate India into global trade and cultural exchange networks. However, by the 17th century, the Mughal Empire began to decline, paving the way for European powers, colonial encroachment, the arrival of Europeans. Early European traders. The Portuguese, led by Vasco da Gama, arrived in 1498, followed by the Dutch, French, and British. The British East India Company, founded in 1600, soon outmaneuvered its European competitors. The East India Company's rise. Through diplomacy and military force, the East India Company gained control over Bengal after the Battle of Plassey 1757. This victory enabled them to establish administrative and financial dominance. The subsequent Battle of Buxar 1764 further solidified their authority, allowing them to collect revenue from large parts of eastern India. Economic exploitation. The British exploited India's resources for their industrial growth. Indian industries, such as textiles, were systematically destroyed to favor British goods. Famines, like the Bengal famine of 1770, killed millions, showcasing the devastating effects of colonial policies. Resistance to British rule. Early revolts. Before organized nationalist movements, various revolts arose. Sannyasi and Fakir Rebellion 1770s, religious mendicants revolted against oppressive taxation. Paika Rebellion 1817, Oriya warriors opposed British encroachments on their land. Santhal Rebellion 1855-1856, indigenous tribes in Bengal fought against exploitative landlords and the British. The Revolt of 1857, First War of Independence. The Revolt of 1857 was a landmark in India's freedom struggle. Sparked by sepoys protesting against the use of greased cartridges, the uprising spread across northern India. Leaders like Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, Tansha Tope, and Bahadur Shah Zafar inspired widespread participation. Although the revolt failed, it exposed deep-seated resentment and led to the dissolution of the East India Company. The British Crown assumed direct control of India, ushering in the British Raj 1858-1947. Rise of nationalism. Economic drain and early reformers. The economic policies of the British drained India's wealth, as articulated by Dadabhai Naoroji in his drain theory. Early reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy worked to modernize society and oppose oppressive practices like sati, paving the way for a politically aware middle class. Formation of the Indian National Congress 1885. The Indian National Congress Inc. was established as a platform for dialogue with the British. Its early leaders, such as W.C. Banerjee and Surendranath Banerjee, sought constitutional reforms and administrative representation. Partition of Bengal 1905 and the Swadeshi movement. Lord Curzon's partition of Bengal on communal lines provoked widespread outrage. The Swadeshi movement called for the boycott of British goods, revival of indigenous industries, and promotion of Indian art and culture. Leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Bipin Chandra Pal, and Lala Lajpat Rai emerged as proponents of assertive nationalism. Gandhi's leadership and nonviolent movements. Arrival of Mahatma Gandhi 1915. Returning from South Africa, Gandhi transformed the independence struggle. His philosophy of Satyagraha, truth force, and Ahimsa nonviolence appealed to the masses and provided a moral framework for resistance. Champaran and Kita movements 1917-1918. Gandhi's early campaigns focused on peasant grievances. Champaran, indentured farmers in Bihar protested against forced indigo cultivation. Kheda, farmers in Gujarat sought relief from oppressive taxes during a famine. Non-cooperation movement 1920-1922. Triggered by the Jallianwala Bagh massacre and Rowlatt Act, this movement saw Indians boycott British institutions, courts, and goods. The movement was suspended after the Chowri Chowra incident, but it established the Inc. as a mass organization. Civil Disobedience Movement 1930-1934. The Salt March, where Gandhi and followers made salt to protest colonial taxation, symbolized defiance against British authority. The movement spread nationwide, involving women, students, and workers. Quit India Movement 1942. During World War II, Gandhi launched the Quit India movement, urging the British to leave India. The movement faced severe repression, but it unified Indians across the country in their demand for complete independence. Role of revolutionary nationalists. While Gandhi championed nonviolence, revolutionaries sought independence through armed struggle. Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, and Sukhdev, their execution for the Lahore conspiracy case made them martyrs. Chandrasekhar Azad, his daring exploits inspired youth. Subhas Chandra Bose, disillusioned with Gandhi's methods, Bose formed the Indian National Army (INA), which fought alongside Axis powers to liberate India towards partition and independence post-war context. World War II strained British resources, making it difficult to maintain control over India. The INA trials and the naval mutiny of 1946 highlighted the growing dissent within the armed forces, communal tensions, and partition. The Muslim League, led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, demanded a separate state of Pakistan, citing fears of marginalization. The Inc. and League failed to agree on power sharing, leading to the cabinet mission's failure. Mountbatten Plan 1947. Lord Mountbatten's plan for partition was hastily implemented. India and Pakistan were created, leading to massive violence and displacement. Independence. At midnight on August 15, 1947, India became free, with Jawaharlal Nehru delivering his iconic Tryst with Destiny speech. However, the partition resulted in over 1 million deaths and the displacement of nearly 15 million people. Post-independence challenges integration of princely states. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel played a pivotal role in unifying 562 princely states into the Indian Union, constitution building. The Constituent Assembly, led by Dr. B. R. Ambedkar, framed the Constitution, establishing India as a secular, socialist, and democratic republic. Rehabilitation and reconstruction. Partition refugees were resettled, industries were nationalized, and land reforms were initiated to reduce feudal inequalities. Legacy of the independence movement. India's freedom struggle remains a testament to the resilience of its people. It inspired anti-colonial movements worldwide and laid the foundation for India's democratic ethos. Conclusion. The history of India's independence is a saga of sacrifice, resilience, and unity. It reflects the strength of nonviolent resistance and the determination of millions who dreamed of a free and sovereign India. The lessons from this monumental struggle continue to shape India's journey in the modern world.